بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, الوالد أوسط أبواب الجنة. It means the parent, whether the mother or the father, is the most central of the doors of paradise. And the Prophet said, رغم أنف ثم رغم أنف ثم رغم أنف من أدرك والديه أو أحدهما ولم يدخل به الجنة. And this was an expression that the Arabs initially used to insult someone, but later it became a statement expressive of great loss. And so it means that one loses out a lot. And it is one's nose is in the dirt, one's nose is in the dirt, one's nose is in the dirt. He who lived till adulthood and his parents were still alive, or one of them, and he did not enter paradise because of them. The meaning of that is that whoever lived to adulthood and one or both of his parents were alive, and his good treatment of them was not a reason for him to enter paradise, then this person has squandered for himself a lot of goodness. For the parent is the chance of a lifetime to acquire paradise. The parent is one of many reasons for him to enter paradise. Yes, the Prophet's father died, leaving him an orphan, and his mother died when he was small. However, the Messenger of Allah taught us how to treat the parents well. Allah the Exalted said in the noble Quran in Surah Al-Isra, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And your Lord has commanded that you do not worship but Him, and that you extend to your parents good treatment. Brothers and sisters, let us look at how, when Allah the Exalted commanded us to treat our parents well, He linked that with the command to worship only Him and to abandon associating anything with Him. Allah the Exalted said what means, and your Lord has commanded that you do not worship but Him, and that you extend to your parents good treatment. Allah the Exalted said in Surah Luqman concerning Luqman's advisory to his son, وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ. And when Luqman said to his son while lecturing him, O dear son of mine, do not make partners for Allah, for surely associating partners with Allah is indeed a great violation. Allah the Exalted said, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهْنًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ. And we have commanded the human to have exquisite behavior with his parents. His mother carried him, experiencing weakness upon weakness, from the load of pregnancy to contractions to delivery. And also weaning him takes 2 years. That command is, thank me, O human, and thank your parents. And yes, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not live to see his mother in his adulthood. However, he taught us by his behavior and his sayings how such good treatment would be. The Prophet says, "I asked my Lord to visit my mother, and he permitted me. And I asked him if I could seek forgiveness for her, and he did not permit me." The Prophet's mere request of his Lord to seek forgiveness for his mother proves to us that Lady Amina was indeed a believer, for the Prophet would not seek forgiveness for a woman who associates partners with Allah. Why then did Allah forbid his Prophet from seeking forgiveness for his mother? The answer is that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was an example for his companions. And regarding their mothers and fathers, many of them were not believers. Had the Prophet been granted the permission to seek forgiveness for his mother, the companions would have followed him in that, and would have sought forgiveness for their parents who died associating partners with Allah. That is why Allah did not permit his Prophet to seek forgiveness for his mother, to close that door completely. Thuwaybah nursed the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was little. It is not confirmed that she embraced al-Islam, and despite that, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to send clothing to her from Al-Madinah to Mecca. If she was not a believer and he was treating her well, then how about if she was a believer? What if she were his mother who delivered him? 𝐓𝐡𝐞 al-Habashiyya took care of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That blessed companion woman was a slave of his father, and the Prophet inherited her from him. Then he freed her when he married Lady Khadija radiyallahu anha. This woman, 𝐓𝐴ymn, witnessed the stages of the Messenger's life as a child, then as a teaching, leading Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. 𝐓𝐴ymn the Abyssinian was the one whom the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say about her, "Hiya baqiyatu ahli," she is the remainder of my family. And he used to call her, "Ya Ummah," O mother. And he used to say, "Hiya ummi ba'da ummi," she is my mother after my mother. She had a great merit to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anas reports that he went with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to 𝐓𝐴ymn one day, and she had prepared a drink for the Messenger of Allah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam refrained from drinking. Anas said, "I don't know, was he fasting or he did not want to drink?" But 𝐓𝐴ymn started making sounds as if showing disapproval. This means that she started to feel something strong out of her intense love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not out of belittling him and not out of being arrogant with him. She knew her love for the Messenger of Allah, and she knew the love of the Messenger of Allah for her. She raised her voice, wanting the Messenger of Allah to drink, and this is a known behavior of a mother with her child. And even though the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not meet his father, and even though he did not meet his mother in adulthood, he still taught his nation by his behavior how the mother should be treated well. Some scholars mentioned that at Hudaybiyah, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam met a Bedouin woman. The Prophet took off his shawl so that this woman can sit on it. One companion said to another, "Who is this one that the Prophet is treating so well?" The other one replied, "It is his mother, Halima as-Sa'diyyah." Fatimah al-Hashimiyyah was the mother of Ali. May Allah raise their ranks. She was the wife of Abu Talib. And as we know, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was raised in the house of his uncle Abu Talib. Fatimah believed in the Messenger of Allah, and the Messenger of Allah loved her greatly. And he would say, "She is my mother after my mother." When she died and he knew about her death, he went and stood at her head and said, "Rahimaki-Allah ya ummi, kunti ummi ba'da ummi, taju'ina wa tut'imini, wa ta'rayna wa taksini, wa tamna'ina nafsaki tayyiba wa tut'imini, turidina bidhalika wajha Allah wa ad-dar al-akhirah." May Allah have mercy upon you, O my mother. You were my mother after my mother. You went hungry while you fed me, and you went naked while you clothed me, and you deprived yourself of nice things and fed them to me, and you only wanted by doing that the acceptance of Allah and the reward of the afterlife. Then he commanded that she be washed 3 times, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took the container for the 3rd wash, and he washed her with his own hands. Then he took off his shirt and shrouded her in his shirt so that she can be buried in it. Then he commanded for her grave to be dug. And when they got into the inner chamber of the grave, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam took out the dirt of the grave with his own honorable hands, digging out the crevice, the lahd of her grave for her. Then he laid down in the grave on his side and started saying, "Allahu alladhi yuhyi wa yumeet, wa huwa hayyul la yamut. Allahumma ighfir li ummi Fatimah, wa wassi' alayha mudkhalaha, bihaqqi nabiyyik wal anbiya'i min qabli, innaka arhamur rahimin. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar." Allah is the one who gives life and makes the living die, and He is alive, undying. O Allah, forgive my mother Fatimah and expand her grave for her by the status of your Prophet and the Prophets before me. Indeed, you are the most merciful. Then he said at-takbir 4 times. Brothers and sisters, there did not come to us from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam how he treated his birth mother and father. And that is because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not meet his father and did not meet his mother in adulthood. However, these citations inform us and prove to us the Prophet's heed to those whom he gave a special recognition, to his nursing mother and the one who took care of him and helped raise him. So how would he be had he met with his actual parents in adulthood? For that reason, it is a must that we imitate the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and that we mimic him in a good way, and that we honor our parents, whether they are alive or dead, especially in the blessed month of Ramadan. We should be showering them with gifts, and we should seek forgiveness for our Muslim parents as long as we are alive. We ask Allah to grant us good treatment of our family members, and especially our parents. Walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah, and Allah knows best.